How you guys doing today, man? Today I will be doing a first reaction on an album by the name Burgundy by an artist by the name of Will Cherry. And I want to start this video by saying I deeply apologize to y'all that sent me this record. I'm sorry, because like I told you that I was gonna make the video months ago, and I didn't make it. Now I do have a reason for that. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna start this video by saying this little segment, you know, for other people that want to do this in the future. And I might even make an entirely different video geared towards this or whatever. So I want to say this. So y'all sent me this video months ago. You know, like your manager was like, "Hey, I like your content. Can you make a video on my artist?" Basically, which that's fine. You know, that is perfectly fine. And, you know, I'm flattered. I'm flattered if somebody really cares about my opinion enough to ask for, you know, my input. You know, that's cool. That's cool to me. That's really cool. And personally, if I had a bigger platform, you know, I would do some videos on a lot of unknown artists. You know, if I really like your music enough, I'm gonna play it. I don't care how many plays it has. I don't care about any of that stuff, because good music is good music. However, I don't have that yet. You know, I'm not clouded yet. I don't have that right now. I don't. You know, I have to do certain videos on certain people because it's gonna get views. It's gonna get me closer to my goal. You know, me doing a video on y'all is not really conducive for me to reach that goal. You know what I mean? It's not. You know, but if I really like the music, I'm gonna do it regardless of that. However, you know, for y'all artists that want, you know, for me to do a video on y'all, I'm sorry. I'm charging 25. I gotta charge 25. Y'all gotta put gas in my tank. That's just how it's gonna work. That's how it's gonna work. And that's how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? That's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be. Charging 25, I don't think that's too strenuous. But y'all asked me to do this, so I'm gonna fulfill this. Anybody that's pretty much asked me to do a video on them to this point, I'm making a video on you. I will get it done. I will. I'm gonna get it done. Because y'all asked me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. But because, you know, I didn't know because I didn't know that I had it like that, I'm gonna start charging y'all. I'm gonna start charging y'all 25. That's nothing crazy. That ain't crazy. If you want a video from me so bad, you gotta charge 25. If not, I'm sorry. But I had to get that off my chest. I'm sorry, I had to get it off my... An artist by the name of Will Cherry, you know, Burgundy. Y'all said that he's a mix of Marvin Gaye and Travis Scott. That is insane. That's insane. Y'all know how I feel about Trav. Y'all know how I feel about Marvin Gaye and his music. I think what's going on is arguably one of the greatest ballads I've ever heard, honestly. But, you know, if it sounds anything like that, I'm gonna rock with it. I'm gonna rock with it. So, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into the first joint, which is called Wine, featuring Sarah Skinner. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Moves, you a moving target, we been moving product, I've been losing sleep to find myself in progress. Honestly, I'm in another new dimension, been on my ascension, tired of all the politics and politics picking, push me to the point of breaking, now I'm faking, running out of spaces. At the time my laces, father gave me game before his life was taken. We grew up in Rico, and his life was taken, you know how to inside my...
Reflecting, keep asking me why. From my own perspective, I don't even try. This feeling's refreshing, I'm so hypnotized, alive inside. See how I do, breaking the lie, taking my time right now. Taking my time right now.
a nice. I honestly, I think that was a really nice opener. I think the feature artist on that joint did a good job overall. I think she fit this track perfectly. You know, nice. That was a nice little feature right there. Nice feature, real nice feature. But the first track, the opening track, Wine. I thought it was, I thought it was cool. It was a cool little joint. I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. I think the whole concept of this record being Burgundy, I think it's the concept of dealing with grief in the sense of Burgundy is like dried blood or something like that. And it's basically confronting grief while it's fresh, but while it's manifested itself. I think that's the concept of this record. And yeah, I think that's the concept of this record. So starting it off with Wine, I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool opener. Thought it was cool. I thought it was really cool. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the next joint, which is called Flip. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Just to make sure that you can. Baby, why you have to trip? Baby, why you have to flip? Came from the ground up. I built my sound up. I had to go up, but I still need this. Girl, I still want us, so I can't give up. Please don't leave ya. I still need you. Got what you need, shorty. Got what you need, shorty. Just come and see about me. Just come and see about me. I just can't be without you. I just can't be without you. Think I can't breathe without you. Think I can't breathe without you. Got what you need, shorty. Got what you need, shorty. Just come and see about me.
This entrepreneurial logo was done by a top freelancer and Fiverr is simply wow. Those stylized brand guidelines are your
I'm a star man, baby, walking Sean Cruz. I just wanna cool, I just wanna lose. I'm a butterfly and jungle Julius too. Drowning in my city like I'm dead proof. I'm a star man, baby, walking Sean Cruz. I can feel my face when I'm with you, oh yeah. Trying to make my money in the booth, oh yeah. Maybe I can never tell a lie, oh yeah.
Me like I'm death proof. If you talking about some bands, keep me in the loop. If you fucking with the boy, then it's hard to lose. Yeah, I've been making noise, catch me on the news. Yeah, I'm stressed to death. I'm stunting on these niggas, how to rest. Good light by the time that I met you, girl, I found in design.
Check, wake up, check, cause you like bright, kinda like this back. The life of a nigga, digging different riches. I buy them with souvenirs when I'm back. But when I'm really up in my rear, buckle up, people with 300. Target practice with the word low, trying to email, need money. And I'm OD like I'm dehydrated. Need a little water with me, a little milk. Gotta push into the mission, things explode. Then become better, you will, yeah.
So those two tracks, Flip and Death Proof, featuring Matthias Young and Tay Miles. I thoroughly enjoyed those two joints, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think Will Cherry is a producer first. I think he's a producer first, and that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Of course, it could go up a level higher. You can always strive for better. But these joints are, they cool. They're cool. With Flip, I enjoyed the chorus of it. However, that bridge going into like the transition of that song, I didn't necessarily care for that bridge as much as the rest of the song. But I like how he's going above and beyond with these tracks. With these joints, he's going above and beyond. With Flip, he went above and beyond. Now, if he would have just kept that joint how it was, then it would have just been an okay song, but he went above and beyond. I like how that sounded. I like the little interlude going in between Flip and Death Proof. I thought that was smooth. I thought that was real smooth. It would have been smoother if that ad wouldn't have gotten away, but it was smooth. You know what I'm saying? It was smooth nonetheless. And then Death Proof, I like Death Proof. Death Proof cold. Death Proof really something I could ride to, you know what I'm saying? You know, a night on the town, I could play this. You know, I could really play this, you know. And that sample at the end, that Faith Evans sample, that joint crazy. That joint crazy. I've heard a lot of people sample that. I've heard a lot of people sample that song, but I've never heard it sampled in that way. And, you know, sampling cool. Sampling is real cool. You know, you can add little, you know, that's why sampling's so cool. I don't know why niggas on Twitter were saying that. Sampling is stealing. Nah, it ain't stealing. It ain't stealing. It's not. Who told you that? Who told you that sampling was stealing? Stealing. Man. Anyways, I thought Death Proof was cool, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was a cool joint. I thought Flip was a good joint. I think this record, you know, is cool so far. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to do how I always do. I'm going to let it ride. I'm going to let it ride 3 tracks. If I think it's trash, I'm going to tell you. But if it's not, I'm going to let it keep going. So we got Grapevine / High Speed, Etta featuring Laureen Chia, and then we got Trust featuring Freshie. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah, I heard it through the grapevine. Yeah, don't worry about me, you know I'll be alright.
I'm so glad I made it out of high school. It's a fish tank when nobody likes you. Had a gang of demons that I had to fight through, but it made me make the beats that I could write to. My daddy dead, and my men are dead. Ain't no father figures, my life in the red. Not right in the head, my life in a wreck. I see infrared. I'm on a high-speed chase with my insecurities. So afraid of what would happen if they don't good to me. It's 120 on the dash, might crash. Will not survive, I'ma have a good laugh. Riding on the interstate, cruising. Might crash, foot is on the gas, hoping that I last. I hope this ain't my.
You think you have someone close, and then something or someone just takes them from you. It's all gone in a blip. Lights out, cut, credits roll.
I don't think I ever come back to this point. I told you that I hate this. You told me that you love when I act like that. I can't even face it. I took chances on things. I was back on the roads. I was scared with my life. I can't take it no more. I lost faith in myself. I would never put a rearview mirror on it. I would never use brakes. I accelerate to a better place. Both are in the space, in the sky, flying high towards heaven gates. On my planet, all I ever do is celebrate. Only time I wear retires on my wedding day. I'm gonna eat a strip buffet and cheddar bake. I took chances on things. I was back on the ropes. I was scared with my life. I can't take it no more. I lost faith in myself.
If only we could sing a song to astronauts. The space between us always kept me silent. Trusting I won't freeze before perfection. Memory is better than what's real.
I don't trust him. Headed to the money, yeah, I'm rushing. No one said the journey will be fun, but when it's all said and done, time crunch. It's all love, but I won't trust them. If you bring the cash, you legit. Bet I make it last, make it flip. And I need it fast off the rip. Off the rip. Off the rip. Money move. On the move. I can't lose. You and me. Gotta choose. Nothing else. Gotta prove. Living life like it's no sky. new mentality. Running up the bank like burning calories. Money machine counting money rapidly. Fucking up until we do that casually. I got smoking on my damn lungs. I can't trust nobody, I love this damn gun. Fuck we in the club, I know these damn ones. The money is on top, but he ain't said nothing. Falling like an L1. Off the red. We gon' keep it going. We gon' keep it going. We gon' keep it. We gon' keep it going. Off the red. I don't wanna let you go. I don't wanna let you go.
He went through Grapevine / High Speed, Etta, and Trust. I think Grapevine, I thought Grapevine was okay. That transition from Grapevine to High Speed, though, that was crazy. I thought High Speed was a really good track. And I think at the end it had that little snippet. I thought that was very, very insightful for you to add that. You didn't have to add that. I thought that was a nice little touch. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was a nice touch. Then you have Etta, where he's basically saying that if I could buy a spaceship, I would never come back to this planet. He's saying that because he wants to escape what he's feeling, basically. And, you know, I can definitely relate to that, man. I can definitely relate to that. And just that entire concept. And it was just a really, really great song. You know, beautiful. I think it was nicely written. I think the production on it was good. I think the feature was really good as well. I thought that was a very well-crafted joint, man. I really enjoyed that track. And then you have Trust. That opener, that's crazy. That is crazy. I would like to see if you could use that in a future song. And you might be ahead of me. You might be 2 steps ahead of me. You might be. However, I'm really intrigued to see if you could, you know, like make that little intro into an entire track. Cause that joint's insane. Trust is insane. Especially that guitar. Is that you? Man, if that's you, don't let me find out, Will Cherry. Don't let me find out that's you on the guitar solo, because that joint was insane. That was an insane solo at the end. Thought that was cool. I thought Freshie, I thought he was smooth. You know, I thought he gave an okay verse. I'm not too familiar with him and his, you know, what he does, but I thought it was a cool little joint, you know what I'm saying? Cool little joint. So we're going to go ahead and go into the next tracks being, I might just go ahead and finish it off. Yeah. So the next joints, which is My Type featuring Young Baby Tate, Froze, Vancouver featuring Tay Miles again, and then the outro track being Perfect. Excuse me. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, man.
Shorty in my mind, yeah. Just my type, just my type. She just what I like. Shorty in my mind, yeah. Just my type, just my type. She just what I like, yeah. Shorty in my mind.
That is one thing I do have to credit you on. That's one thing I gotta credit you on. And any artist that does this, use some samples, please. Please use some samples, please. But it's not just the samples. It's a really well-produced project, regardless of the samples. The transitions are smooth and everything like that. I'm sorry to interrupt. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I just had to say that. Just keep going.
Yeah. Okay, I've been going hard, but I feel like I'm going super hard now. Brand new, I was a star, but I feel like a superstar now. In the blonde hair got me going super saiyan. You know what I'm saying? I really been playing with y'all. But wait, time is way over, so niggas better stop praying. Get on your knees, man. I'm just grateful I'm able to breathe. I don't know why people cheat. If you don't wanna be faithful, then leave. I wear my heart on my sleeve, just cause I want you to see me, be me.
21-year-old black man in North America, and I'm still alive.
The face was on my mind. Too scared, the face was on my mind. But not afraid to leave you behind. But can you care for me? Will you be there for me while I'm still alive? Without me moving with it, I see you tight before. You and Judas twinning. I think I'm through with wishing I wouldn't do it different. No more hopes and dreams for me, no more. Imagine who around us, I feel like I'm seen and no one niggas see me. I knew it since I would burn my tapes on CD. I feel like I'm Trina, knowing I'm the baddest. I feel like I'm Michael, knowing I'm the baddest. It's the feeling back when 32 had it. This ain't no illusion, but I got the magic. My cousin grew up in DH, it was desolate. You could call it Arrested Development. They would call us anything except excellent. Ain't no hope in your growth, but pessimist. They
I will keep you in perfect peace. He'll keep you in perfect peace tonight. But there's something that you got to do. Oh, just keep your mind. You got to keep your mind stayed on him. Stay on him. If you don't think you're going to make it tonight, if you don't think you can take it tonight, I will keep you in perfect peace.
You are God, buddy. You are God, buddy. You are good, buddy. Good, buddy. You are God, buddy.
You come from someone, and they can just leave you. Lives are intertwined, lives end, lives separate. It's all so seamless, and when it happens, it really happens. But that's life.
So you know what? I think, see, I went from my type all the way to the end. You know, I thought my type was cool. I thought Froze was cool. Vancouver was cool. Perfect. I thought Perfect was an okay track. I didn't necessarily care for his vocal inflections on that track, you know, where he has the high-pitched voice and things like that. But the record in its entirety is a good body of work. It's a good body of work. Truthfully, it's a good body of work. I will say that is a very I would say it's a cohesive body of work. I think you could have maybe expanded this, the track list a little bit more, you know, to further tell your story. But I guess, you know, you wanted to make it clear and concise. And, this album is, 10 joints, 10 tracks. I think that's cool. I think that's cool, man. I think that's really cool. I would say that I thoroughly enjoyed a lot of the transitions on this album. Excuse me. I enjoyed a lot of the transitions on this album. I enjoyed the production and beat choices on this record. I really did. I really did. I enjoyed the features as well. I thought all of the features were well placed. They weren't overpowering. I thought they did a very good job, and I thought that they added pretty much to each and every track. Each and every single track. Conceptually, with dealing with grief, dealing with loss, and things like that. I think you kind of touched on each subject. I think you did. Like I said, I would have liked it to be expanded more. Maybe even get 14 tracks. I think you would have been able to get more of the concept, more out of the concept, if you will. I think you would have been able to benefit off having a couple more tracks. But this album really sounds like it sounds like you put in a lot of effort. If I'm not mistaken, you've been working on this for the last 5 years, almost 5 years. I really can tell like some of the inspirations. I think this album really sounds like it's inspired by Blonde, and I don't know why. It doesn't necessarily sound like Blonde at all. It doesn't sound like that. But with the high pitched voices and things like that, it sounds like it could be inspired by that, you know. As far as your singing, I thought the singing was cool on this record. Thought it was cool. The rapping, I thought the rapping was, most of the time I thought the rapping was okay, you know. Towards the joint Vancouver, I thought that was cool. You know, nice little change of pace of that. But, you know, these are really nice joints to me. You know, really nice joints. And, you know, with the thing that's going on in the world, you know, the Panera Bread, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard for a lot of artists to really just get their product off the ground. I feel like it's either you're gonna greatly benefit with the way things are going now, or you're not. And, you know, and that's really crazy because a lot of these joints on here, they don't have that many views on here or that many plays. It seems like, you know, and I think, man, if you could tour this, it would go crazy. It would go crazy. You know, if you can make some more videos to these joints, they go crazy. They would, because it is a nice body of work. It really is a nice body of work. It really is. And hell, I mean, if you really, you know, because I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with this tape. I'm not gonna lie, the tape's smooth, man. It really is. I would greatly appreciate it if you can make a slow version of it too. If you can make a slow and reverb version of this, I'd appreciate it. I'll listen to it. I promise I would. This record is created for that. You know, I would really, really appreciate it. But tell me what you think about Will Cherry in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you liked. Subscribe if you liked. Hit the bell for post notifications. I have some videos around my head that I would like for you to check out and get into. Tell you about me if you do nothing else. So, Will Cherry, FAYGOS. Till next time, man.